Hey guys, it's Polar here, and it's time for a deck profile. This time, Liael Odium. So, yeah, basically, you guys saw the unboxing of my Liael Odium Master Deck set, and then here, well, after getting the pieces after a few weeks, I finally can get around to do a deck profile of it. So, with the release of the Master Deck set Myoto Hikari, the deck has gotten pretty good reprints. Ready to play deck out of the box, and most of the time have minimal changes to play. Even if you want to play this out straight out of the box, it's still a decent deck, but just because I have some generics lying around, and not generics, but the support for her lying around, I just might as well just put in her and see how that goes out, and this is how my deck ends up in the end. So, alright, so since this is a deck profile, yes, I already did go through these skills in the unboxing, but I'm going to go through it again just for the sake of people who want to see what I've changed and my opinions on it. So, without further ado, let's go on to the deck profile. So let's go on to the right deck. So the right deck starter, I ran your Quetzal. I mean, just keep the theme really. Great one, take that. So take that skill. When this unit, when you're raised on top of grade 0, you can reveal a Liael from your right deck. Yeah, you reveal a Liael grade 2 from your right deck, and then you set a Destined timepiece in your order zone. So the Destined timepiece allows you to have regress gauge. So it just goes in. It doesn't do any per se, but it just allows you to get your gauge. So that's the point of the token really. So there's that. And in grade 2, I run Life Station Colossus, her skill. When this rune is wrote on top of a Tiglat, you can put a card from your hand as a regress gauge and draw 2 cards. And then the main girl himself being Liael Odium, which allowing her to get the gauges and get advantage of the skill, and also get triple drive, which is the reason why people think it's a really good deck on the box really. So Odium's skill continues on your cycle during your turn. For each destroyed Bane you have in your gauge, your front row regards plus 5k. So every destroyed Bane you have in a gauge, your opponent gets 5k to you get 5. Your front row regards get 5k. Yeah. Second skill, auto on circle. When this unit attacks, you pass 1. Choose a card from your rearguard circle or hand and put it as a regress gauge. And if you did, for this turn, this unit gets triple drive. So essentially, the triple drive really helps because it draws quite a bunch, and also giving your pressure to your opponent, allowing you to think what they want to guard before they, immediately start to go to the guard step. So there's that. And her divine skill is the auto and cycle. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If you have 5 or more regress gauges, you discard 2 cards to your hand, and you get the additional turn. During that additional turn, this unit gets drive -1, and you skip the right phase and the main phase of that additional turn. So essentially, it's very a scaled down next heritage. If you guys remember back in the G era, it's pretty fun. I do like it. So that's pretty much the right deck. I'll also go on to the main deck. So the main deck, before I go on to the okay, I'll just go first. So I'll just do the pre-personas, obviously, because it's included in the deck and you have to run pre-personas. So before I go on to the other side of the deck, I want to go through a little bit more on Distorted Bane. So the Distorted Bane skill is that you can play this order for by the way. So before Distorted Bane. So to play this card, you need to have a VL Vanguard. So you may social 1. Then you put this card as regress gauge. And when you put this card into regress gauge, you draw it, and when your Vanguard gets plus 5k until the end of turn. So essentially, it's important to I won't say that before if we can try to run her, but my point is that when you're playing the deck, you must know when to gauge your Distorted Banes, because at times if you do regress gauge too much with this, you might not have enough regress gauge to do it later on, which is going to delay your divine skill. So there is a strategy. What I do is that sometimes when I first of all, play the regress gauge, play Distorted Bane, then for one turn just put a random card into gauge, and then next time I can play another Distorted Bane, and then use the Odium skill to get triple drive and get another gauge. So usually it's done that way so that it can speed up regress gauge, and you might want to be careful not to gauge too many of these Distorted Banes at early game, but late game when you're going all out, then yeah, it can help out with the divine skill. So that's for the Distorted Banes, and then of course I play 4 Anachronous Dragon. So Anachronous Dragon skill, auto engage zone. At the start of your battle phase, if this card is in your regress gauge, you can counterblast 1, choose a card from your draw, put it as a regress gauge, and you can choose this card called the regress circle. Second skill, auto and regress circle. When this unit attacks, if your Vanguard is a grade 2 or greater Liael, for this battle, this unit gets 5 power. If you have 3 or more regress gauges, you EB2, choose one opponent's regards and retire it. So, retire power, it's the 18k booster. I mean, 18k attacker on its own without the Distorted Banes. It's pretty good because he does help to target some of your annoying opponent's regards really. So this is why I forgot. And also the fact that this one card in the deck which needs to see grade 3s when you use a skill, so this is why you play for Anachronus. Okay, that's it for the grade 3s. Now let's go on to grade 2s. The grade 2s, I run 3 Instant Thunder Colossus. The first skill is exactly the same as Anachronus, as this first skill. Second skill, continuous Omega Circle. If your Vanguard is a grade 2 or greater Liael, for this turn, this unit gets, when this unit attacks, you can survive to draw a card and put 5 on power, so activate opponent's turn 2. So it's always a 15k base, 15k base body, as long as you have a Liael Vanguard, which you always will, and yeah, it gives you draw power. You do pump quite a bit of slow, which is pretty good actually. Next up, I run 2 Robin Marin, which is a double rare from DZ-SS12. I only run 2 of her because, well, she's only there because she can be treated as a grade 3 from deck, and also the fact that she's a 10k, 15k next, 20k attacker, and a 10k shield. So her skill continues in deck. This unit gets +1. Second skill, continuous Omega Circle. During your turn, if you have a Liael gauge or greater Vanguard, this unit gets 1 power. If you have 4 more Regress gauges, instead of getting 5k, this unit gets 10k. Third skill, continuous Vanguard Circle. If you have Regress gauge, this unit gets 5k shield. So it's only there because of the grade 3. Because mainly what you want to do is that you want to combo with Takedown Dragon. So I'll explain that more in a bit. So you need to run a specified amount of grade 3. So that's why I play 2 of her. I don't need too many of her. 2 is fine, honestly. So there's that. Next up, I run 2 Ammonite Colossus. His skill, when this unit space in Regress Circle, if you have Regress Gauge, you can mass 1, draw 1, and soul touch 1. Second skill, continuous on Regress Circle. If you have 3 more gauges, this unit gets boost. Yeah, so essentially, it's usually just a booster most of the time. I very rarely use this guys, like on-play skill to be honest, but even that, but it does help sometimes. It does help somewhat late game, which allows you to boost and give your opponent, give your Regress the power it needs. So there's that. And next off, I run 3 of Flower. Flowers is usually, it's okay, let me say it first in the main box, and mention that Flowers is one of the most surprising reprints in the set, because it's a promo that came out really recent, like quite not too long ago, and I'm quite surprised they actually included this in the Master Deck set. So his skill, first skill rather, during your turn when this unit is discarded from your hand, you may put this unit in your soul. Second skill, Auto Regress Circle. Once per turn, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, you can choose a card from a drop and put it in your soul. If your opponent's Vanguard is creature graded, for this turn, this unit gets 5 power. So essentially, 50k attacker. But usually, I don't use her second skill. Most of the time, she's just a cycler for her first skill. So it's basically allowing her to pump the soul really. So that's the reason why I'm playing her. And maybe we got to the choice, very very important. It's really good reprint in the set. It is Twin Cast. So Twin Cast being the Batsola deck, very very good reprint in the set. I'm gonna be honest, like it's really much needed, and I'm really glad that you put Twin Cast in this set. So it's essentially this card fodder. It can also be like 2 cards at the same turn. So pretty good about that. All right, let's go to the great ones. So the great ones, I run 4. Takedown Dragon skill. When this unit space Dragon skill, you may reveal a Liael from your right deck. If you do, or if your Vanguard is a greater Liael, you can energy draw 3 and perform one following below. So the first one is that you can look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 card among them that's not a Regal's piece, put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. Second skill, you choose a face up distorted being from your damage, put it in your hand and take a top card of your deck and put it on the damage stone face up as well. So second skill, when this at the end of battle, this unit boosted a grade 3 or greater Liael Vanguard. If you have 4 more gifts, you can put this unit so it counts as 1. So essentially, the counter chart is a bit slow because you only need to do it like maybe when you somewhat mid game to late game. But the only reason why you're playing him is because you can swap out damage from drop the damage, or you can just search just from your deck. So this is why you pay 4 of these. If anything, this is the only like upgrade I would recommend other than triggers to put in the deck. It's really important to run him really, so I pay 4 of it. And this is the most valuable reprint in the set I mentioned in my box, and also a really good reprint to play in this deck. And it's for Average Rester. So Average Rester skill. When this unit space of Regress Cycle from hand, if you have not played an order this turn, you can discard a card from him, set your deck for an order that's not a Regal's piece, discard it, and you shuffle the deck. For this turn, that order you discarded gets the following ability. This order can be played from drop, and when it's put into the order zone from drop, you bot deck the order. Essentially, your Absorb Beams already go into the regress gauge, so you don't have to worry about them going back in the bottom of the deck. Usually using them so you can just fish out for your restorative beans, and you're essentially just going to, you know, you're just going to set it up there just to put it in the gauge when we play it. So there's that. And then I played 3 of the effect PGs and 1 of the Elementaria. I mean, this is the alt Elementaria that came with the Carry Plate deck set, so that's pretty cute. Triggers, I choose to play the Darksteel OT. You can play the red OT or the blue OT depending on what you feel that the meta is currently. But I play the Darksteel OT because I didn't as of now I don't have an extra bit of blue OT, so it's still good because you can give pressure to your Odium when you drive check it. So it gets 10 crit when you drive check it when it comes to the initial effect. So I play 8 vanilla crits. If you want to play in the Soul crits, the effect crits, you can. I play 3 vanilla fronts, but ideally I'll play the shield fronts in this case. If you want to play the Soul fronts, just want to pump in Soul, that's perfectly fine. You can do that as well. It just depends on your personal preference, whether you want to pump more Soul or you want to get more shield value. And lastly, I play 4 vanilla heals. So yeah, that's it for my deck profile on Odium. Pretty easy deck to upgrade and also play out of box if you're not don't plan to upgrade. So really good. I really like this deck. It's really fun. Not gonna lie. So yeah, if you can find the deck set, try to pick it up. If you want to play just straight out of the box, honestly, it's not the end of the world because it's a really good deck to play out of the box, even just stock. So, but if you do upgrade, it does help a lot more than what it does right now. With that being said, that's it for my deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like it, do like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.